Hello, how are you? We've finally done a colours lookbook. So this is just your reference poster to start. There's only one page of cutting out. Yes? You'll love me for that. So we've got our red, pink, purple, dark blue, light blue, dark green, what did I call this? Teal, dark green, light green, yellow, orange, brown, black, grey, and white. But then the fun bits. Then on each page, so for each colour, we've done a full page. So you've got the colour here, the word, things that are red, so a range of different pictures that you can talk about, build vocab, talk about size, colour, differences. You could group the foods, where animals live. You've got the toy soldier, the scales, where you'd find these objects. Yeah, so there's a ton of different things you can talk about here. And then you've got a colour in activity, which after I'd finished this, I'm like, oh, colouring in's a bit boring. So we did the sensory stuff. I did record me doing all this, but really it's me just cutting and pasting, which, you know, you got better things to do. So let me run through the colours and then I'll run through the sensory play. So I have included all the sensory play ideas in with this pack. So that comes with the download. So we've got red, orange. Look at my dinosaur. He's cute. So we've got all the orange things. Yellow. Hang on, let me put it this way. That might be better. Yellow, green. I love him too. So as well, if it's in the display folder, so I printed it twice to do my sensory play stuff. And then for this, if it's in here, you can use a marker. And look, I happen to have blue right here. So you could outline, okay. It's a bit lumpy because I've got the Velcro stars behind. So you can choose then if you want to do this in a book like I've done, or in display folders in a file, you know, the plastic sleeves, so that you can pull each one out at a time. But that's just an idea as far as colouring in, and wipe it clean and it's good to go again. Otherwise just use the page printed. Can you hear the rain? I can't see it, must be blowing the other way, but I can hear it on the tin roof. All right, then we've got purple, pink, black. With black, yes, you've got black and white, but that's all right. Grey, white, and brown. I'll have to show you my kangaroo. He's super special. So I've printed all these out again. For red, I used coloured pasta and rice. I cut up a paddy pan tray to make the hay. So there's in between there, you can see, I think that's salt. I've kept it from making it ages ago. So you can actually colour salt or sand with chalk. So I just grate the chalk, shake it up with the salt, and it colours it. Otherwise, you can put rice or pasta into a Glad bag, put a splash of vinegar and food colouring, shake it up, put it outside to dry, provided it's not raining, or in the oven just on a really low setting and dry it. And then you have your coloured pasta as well. A lot of these sensory play ones that I've done here are using leftovers after we've actually done the sensory play activity. Yeah, this one was just paint. Hang on, I'll show you the tubes. So these, again, I use these all the time. They're the IKEA tubes, so it's 15 for 6 or 7 of them. But you've got that fine motor skill and hand strength, dexterity as far as squeezing. So I did the outlines with this. I think I also used a Lego block for stamping on here. So again, all this is included as far as instructions go. For my flower, I finger painted. So I finger painted all the petals, and then I just got, I don't know what this stuff is. Came with some sensory supply thing that I got, some fluffy wool paper, it might be shredded paper, and the paper squares. Again, adds different textures, which you've got between the, especially on the rice and the salt. This one's my favorite. Isn't it cute? I just cut up a feather. So glue and a feather. So here's Fluffy. I have included, which I didn't print out, of course, a list of descriptive words. So rough, soft, hard, fluffy, scratchy. I can't remember what else was on there, but to use when you're doing this activity, you're describing words. And then this is just shredded card, coloured paper for the grass. This one, blue, we've got a dish sponge, which has just been cut up into strips. I mean, he's not exactly a pretty whale, but he feels cool. And then I got, you can't really see, but I got something. What did I get? I got something to stamp on blue paint on top. Just dots. There you go. This one is interesting. I've not used it before and it is falling off a little bit. I probably needed more glue. When you use Oobleck, can you see that? The colour's not very good, is it? Hang on. See these little crumb bits? So when you get Oobleck and then you're like me and you don't clean it up properly and leave it in a tray, it actually cracks like a salt lake, and it sets into, sorry, I wasn't even on camera then, into these little bits. So this one was purple and green that I used and swirled the colours together and obviously just left it to dry. But I used dried up Oobleck there. It does include your recipe for Oobleck, which is just corn flour and water and food colouring. So you could do your Oobleck, let it dry overnight, and then do something like that the next day. This one is just sequins and scraps on our pink butterfly. So craft scraps, cardboard. This one is a bit white as well as black, but that's all right. That's wool, so chenille wool. So here's super fluffy. So that's our black sheep. The rhino, he looked so much better when the paint was wet because it had texture to it as well. He's super grumpy. So that's my grey rhino. I didn't have grey anything really. I had the silver paint, you know, these IKEA ones. So here's painted silver, grumpy shiny rhino. Then this one is our DIY snow to make the white igloo. So that is bicarb soda and conditioner, obviously left to dry and it just goes crumbly. I stuck a few snowflake sequins on there as well. And here's super special, but I show you how it turns out first time. I used wood shavings, which in itself is a good idea. Not so much for the kangaroo. I did put this note in the download as well for your play ideas. I'd cut this into much smaller pieces. So this is just wood shavings from the $2 shop. And then I got a bit of wood and tried to stamp paint him with brown, but it was just a bit of a disaster. And then one of my friends said it looks like he's been shot. So yeah, sorry about that. But what to do, what not to do so much, but your kid's not going to care. Have fun. And it's still technically brown. So yeah, that'll do. All right, that is all from me for now. Have fun with this pack. It's a good one. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.